In this world of technology, things are ever changing, rearranging. You need someone to help you out. I know someone who can. Come and take a journey with me as we go through the land of technology. You'll never be alone. You'll be with Paul Amadeus Lane in the Tech Zone.
Welcome back to the Tech Zone, second segment of the show. Paul Amadeus Lane. How are you? Hope you're doing fine. If you missed our first segment of the show, you can always catch up paulamadeouslane.com or here ABC News Radio, KMET 1490. Go to the website, check it out. And please, thank you guys so much for continuing to share the content, to comment on the episodes. We really appreciate all your support. So let's talk about you business owners out there, as one of my relatives used to say, business. Talk about you business people out there. Because if you're taking care of business, then you really are in business. Or maybe you're an entrepreneur out there or a aspiring entrepreneur. No doubt there are things out there that you're probably afraid about when it comes to taking that leap. Have you thought about how technology can help you achieve your objective? See, gone are the days of trying to put a brick and mortar store together. The way technology is now, we can take it with us wherever we go and be successful about it. My next guest is going to talk about just how she has been able to do that and how she's teaching others to do the same. And I'm so happy to have right now this wonderful woman right here. She's awesome. She's amazing. She is the founder and president of Coach Kim LLC, Kim Ferrara. Kim, how you doing, my dear?
Good. How are you?
See, Kim was like holding her breath. She's like, Paul's going to mispronounce my name for the fifth time. Did I do it right this time, Kim?
Nailed it.
All right, Kim. Well, let's have this conversation about just how tech has really just opened up just worlds for you.
It has. I have been able to launch an online coaching business teaching people how I created my inclusive fitness studio. And I'm connecting with people all over the world who are looking for exactly what I did in my community, but no one out there does it. So I've been the trailblazer, and technology has been able to connect me with these folks that I'm meeting, through social media. Again, another tech platform that put me in touch with them, or at conferences that I go to learn more. And it's just keeping me connected so that I can continue that journey and get them the information they need.
If that technology had not existed today, think about the expense and everything it would be to your clients, your future clients, to fly you out, and even to yourself too, and the wear and tear on our bodies and things like that.
Yeah.
Talk about just how that has been a game changer for you personally.
Sure. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of expense and time and energy that goes into the work. And then there's the travel to get you to the work. So I'm sitting in my home office right now having this conversation with you. My husband is a perfect example. He works for a big corporation. He works from a home office because the commute to the local office, even though distance-wise, we're around the city, we're about an hour south of Boston. And so he would have to get close to Boston. It can be anywhere from 1 hour to 3 hours every day. And it's just not productive. It's not productive use of your time to sit in traffic for 3 hours in, 3 hours out. You could be working from home doing this kind of stuff via the internet and get, results and get work done. So yeah, the internet and being able to connect with people live. And I'm going to laugh when I say this. I'm old enough to know when it was, instant messenger, AOL, and dial up on your phone. So gosh, has it come a long way.
Now, Kim, I know you remember this. You got mail.
You have mail.
You and I both remember that, because I remember.
And then your mom picks up the phone to do something and it crashes the whole thing. You're like, oh.
Mom, what did you do? Oh, I'm sorry.
You just hung up on me. I was trying to send an email.
Now let's talk about. There may be some out there who may be afraid to do something like this. We'll keep it real. They're kind of micromanagers. They want to see what their employees are doing all the time and making sure that they're productive. But what I have noticed, being able to work remotely and to deal with different people who work and live, not work, but have the remote offices, they're more productive. They're more relaxed. They're not spending an hour in traffic. They're not getting all the stresses in their body, and they're really productive.
Yeah, can you imagine getting to work? I mean, and I'm saying, can you imagine? Because the two of us don't have to experience this, but there are millions of people that do. Spending hours in traffic and road rage and then sit down at your desk and be productive. Like, you need to spend another hour coming down from that anxiety before you can deal with, God forbid, customers, tedious tasks, work that requires, your undivided attention and focus and no mistakes. I mean, that's kind of crazy. So yeah, that's a big deal to be able to see productivity and quality of life. Like, you don't have to work a 12-hour day because you don't have to travel 2 hours in, 2 hours out. And, again, spend those hours of up and down, with the anxiety part. You can just walk downstairs to your home office and get all the work done you need to get done and then live life. Because, let's hope a lot of us work so that we can provide for a life we're trying to enjoy, right?
Absolutely. And I know like with me sometimes when I work remotely from my home studio, especially when I'm doing editing, I come in pretty comfortable. I don't have to worry about, it's just me in the room. I don't have to worry about, getting everything, all the crust out of my eye and everything. No, I do wash my face though. But you do really feel at ease. And Kim, talk about just the benefit has been to your potential customers out there and ones that you were coaching and doing some consulting work with. How have they, warmed up to the idea of doing things like this? Because let's face it, about 7-8 years ago, we didn't have anything like this. But now that we have it, what's been like the norm when you're dealing with people?
So honestly, when I invested and did the mastermind myself, I was fortunate to have a coach that really put us through the process well. So I picked up fast. It was a 6-month program. And by month 4, I'd already launched my business and signed on 3 clients. And these were mastermind clients. This was not a, $99 special. I was signing $10,000 clients. So it was huge for me to be able to provide really quality coaching and content and high touch. I wanted to make sure they weren't feeling like they were getting auto-generated information. So to have like this type of platform where you're live and talking to a real person, I was able to have a group. And in a mastermind, you have a small group of people, so we could feed off the energy of each other and ask questions and work through the assignments I would give them. And it was great. The collaboration was amazing to be able to have a platform. I use Zoom, but I know there are others out there that I could bring everybody together. And, one of them was in Virginia and one of them was in Rhode Island and one of them was in Massachusetts with me. And another one was in Massachusetts, but like 2.5 hours away. So there's no way we could have all done that together without the platform that we had. And then I, for a small time, was able to use a program called Infusionsoft. It's a pretty big platform, a little too beefy for what I need right now. I had won $5,000 in a pitch contest. Whoa. So I used it to test this out. And I also hired a virtual assistant, which was another thing that I was scared to do, put work in the hands of someone who she lived in North Carolina. And I was having her handle details of my business because she was managing the whole Infusionsoft account for me. When I would feed her the info, she would pump it in and it would send all my clients their assignments and their updates and their notifications, and it would receive information, and it had portals for all their work and videos. And it's wild what you can do to run a business if you have the right tech. Like, it's crazy to me.
That is so true. And there is some criticism out there when it comes to tech, is that some people say, well, you're putting people out of business. This is what I say about it. There is so much technology out there that now it opens up the door for others to be entrepreneurs now.
Sure.
If they had an idea when they were younger, but they just felt it would be too much manpower to try to do certain things, but with the virtual assistants, with all these different things out there, it really opened up the doorway so people can learn. And then when it comes to our youngsters out there, STEM education, or STEAM, because we're putting the arts back in technology. When it comes to things like that, this is opening up a doorway, for a lot of people out there. I was at moderated a tech conference in Silicon Valley a few years back, and it was a gentleman from Ford. He was a master engineer, had all these these decorated degrees and everything. Much smarter guy than I could ever be. But he was talking about how he worked on a project where a whole McDonald's was automated.
Wow.
So that's the jobs that you and I went for when we got out of high school, working Mickey D's, working But this is what he told the children out there. He said, why don't you learn right now while you're in school so that you can be the person to write code for that McDonald's that's fully automated, that you will always have a job. So, technology to me is just opening up so much innovation and creativity, for ones that can go out on a limb and start being entrepreneurs out there.
Yeah, I mean, here's my take on it. There's something out there for everyone. And my experience is I want to work in my zone of genius. And where, yes, I understand the basic levels of all the technology that is implemented in my business, do I necessarily want to make a full-time job doing it? No, because that's not my zone of genius. If that was it, I'd be running my own tech business. It's not. But I need tech to run my business. I'm a business and coaching consultant. I'm an inclusive fitness, master. I'm a master trainer for yoga programs and cardio drumming programs. And I want to get that information to people. I don't want to have to worry about how to get it to them and the glitching and all the code and all that stuff behind it. There are geniuses where that's where they live and that's what they do well and that's their business. I'm going to hire them. So there are jobs out there. We're creating jobs because I'm going to tell you, I spent a lot of money on that Infusionsoft and I had no idea how to use it. And I could have figured it out. I'm a smart girl. I could have sat and I did. I figured out the flow chart pretty quickly on my own. But to get into all the bells and whistles of what that thing did, I hired a virtual assistant who was trained in Infusionsoft. I would sit with her live and she would do things so fast and I was paying her by the hour. It would have taken me 4 hours to do what she could do in 45 minutes. She saved me time and money. Yeah,
it's all about working smarter and not harder out there when it comes to certain things.
Yes, and she's an entrepreneur and that's her job and she supports business people with their tech.
It's a lot of things out there that tech is really helping us out. Now let's say there may be ones out there who are in business right now and they have like the conception of tech like, oh, it's only cell phones, it's only devices, video games, smart homes, things like that. And they run a business and they may be missing out on an opportunity to have that tech really explode their business and it really help them to work smarter and not harder.
Right.
What were some of the hurdles you had to get over to say, okay, I want to embrace this right here. I want to embrace Zoom to do this. When did you have that aha moment and say, what, for me to be successful as an entrepreneur, I'm going to have to, get some tech in my life?
It actually is funny. This keeps coming up. It came up in a workshop I was in tonight. It came up in class last week. It's get out of your own way. To master anything. And I literally wrote this down at this workshop I was at tonight. It says, mastery is becoming fearless in all conditions. It was something that the presenter said, and it has stuck with me. And it's not the first time I've heard this. We need to get out of our own way. You need to be fearless in all conditions, in all situations. If it's not your zone of genius, stop acting like it is and don't make it a roadblock for you. Find someone who knows how to do it and do it well and ask questions. I would have never thought to get on board with some of these big programs. And, the one that I did try, I used for a year and I hired this person because I won a contest and had the funding to do it. So there was, and then that again, here's the other thing, because I'm kind of a spiritual person, I truly believe that all things happen for a reason too. And I happened to be coaching my clients on how to write a powerful pitch. So I put my money where my mouth was and I joined a contest as their guide as well. Was put in front of a room full of people, won the money, went back and said, okay, what's the one thing I'm the most fearful of is tech because it's so expensive and I don't know how to use it. And I don't want to waste my money on something I don't know how to use. So I won money to spend on a virtual assistant and a tech, app or program platform that I could test out. But again, I will tell you that I got fearful of it when the time ran out and the money ran out and now I'm not using it. So I live it and learn it. Get out of your own way. Like just try it. Try something small, anything. And you'll see how much of a difference it makes if you let other people do what they're good at so you can do what you're good at.
See, out of the mouth of someone who's successful in business as an entrepreneur, we have to get out of our own way. And sometimes I like to use stop being so smart. Sometimes we try to overthink things, because I know, like, I did HTML programming maybe about 20 years ago, and the stuff that they use now, I had to get out of my own way, because I'm like, got to do a website revamp. I could do it myself, but I'm like, do I really want to take all that time doing it? So like you, I used technology to find someone who was a freelancer out there, and there's a lot of sites out there where you can find virtual assistant like Kim was talking about, and also different freelancers out there who can help your business run with the technology and make it successful out there. So I definitely get it, Kim. Sometimes we try to be too smart and we get into our own way, and that can definitely present some roadblocks for us.
People have this thing about spending money on something they can do themselves. It's like, well, I don't want to spend money on that. I can do that myself. Yeah, but where is your time better spent? Is it better spent doing that, or doing the things you were supposed to be doing, like the calling that you're supposed to be getting your work out there? So it's an emotional attachment. It's you just have to stop attaching to that, release it, get out of your own way again, and give it to. It's the micromanaging thing is tough.
That's true. That's true. Because in my managing life, managed for many years, sometimes you have to learn how to empower people and let them, because we know when we have this creative mind, we have a certain way of doing it. And we're like, get out of my way. I know I can do it. Let me get this, So I definitely get it. Now, Kim, is there any piece of technology out there that you wish existed, to help out your mission, or maybe there's one out there that you're dying to try and you haven't tried it yet?
That's a really good question. I don't know if I've actually given that any thought. So far, I really have enjoyed the video connection. This is one platform, and there's many different ones that you've introduced me to, a few new ones. Like, this has been huge in my business, because there's nothing worse than signing on to a program where they just auto-generate emails to you and that's all you get. You don't talk to a live person. That's not high touch enough for me. I'm working in a world that's very intuitive and heart-centered. So I want people to know I'm real. I exist. I'm here for you. So the video connection thing's been very big. The other side of my business is just organizational stuff. It's just platforms that keep, and I've tried a ton of them. Some have worked and some haven't. I don't know that I could rattle off a checklist today of the things that I wish they all did, but that's how my business came about. So I'm sure sooner or later I will come to you and say, okay, this is my wish list. Do you know anybody? Because I put together my inclusive fitness studio, taking bits and pieces of all different other programs that I liked, but nothing existed with it as a whole. So I can appreciate that you want people to give you that's how amazing things are born, right? You get those wish lists.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you shared that, because sometimes we have a lot of startup companies, a lot of entrepreneurs in waiting, listening to the show, and you might have spawned an idea, but I will let them know that if it comes to fruition, they better break you off something, because it's your idea.
Yeah, I mean, right now for me, my thing is I need to get better at the automation stuff. So I piecemeal stuff. It's like, I have the Square store taking money here, and I've got the Wix website over here, and I think that's, again, getting out of my own way. I think that's what that Infusionsoft platform is pretty much geared towards. But I have an interesting animal. So maybe I do have a wish list. Now that you got me talking about it out loud, I'm thinking out loud. Fitness software platforms that are built for fitness studios or yoga studios they don't work well for us. And I've been through a couple different ones. And there are some big hitters out there, and I've used both of them now, and I'm still with the second one. I don't even know if I should be saying names, not saying names. It's not good or bad.
Oh no, you can go ahead and whatever you feel. You're good.
So Mind Body Online is a big one, and has been like the staple forever in the fitness industry as an organizational platform for studios. And then Wellness Living kind of jumped in and started on the newer platform base. So they started scooping up a lot of customers, because from the way I understand it on the tech side, Mind Body was using an older platform. So it was really hard for them to keep up with the demands. I think they're working on that. I just happened to jump over because as an inclusive fitness studio, we have a bunch of classes on the schedule that we sell a membership for. So it's all group fitness classes, and everything is either drop in or you have a membership. So you either buy a day pass at the front desk or you have a membership and just walk in. We don't take attendance. You don't have to pre-sign up for classes. You just come and go as you please. So that's on me as the business owner to kind of know the trend of my business, whether I'm going to have 5 kids show up or 25 show up. So I follow the trends very closely of how many members we have. Where do they typically come? Do I need to put 3 coaches on that night? Do I need to put 2 coaches on that night? I kind of know. And I know people that run software platform are like, are you nuts? Why wouldn't you have people sign up? I work with a population of kids on the autism spectrum. They may sign up and then 10 minutes before class, that child has a meltdown and they don't come. So signing up is useless for us. It's just useless. So we don't need all the scheduling piece for like each instructor to have their own classes and have people sign up and personal training appointments. So the platforms are always so beefy that we just don't use all of that. So I know this is crazy. I'm almost saying like there's too many bells and whistles. I wish there was one that was even simpler. It's got too many options.
Definitely. Now that makes a lot of sense, because sometimes with a cookie cutter mentality, this works for everything. No, not, a little bit does, but we need to, and the way technology exists today, Kim, it can be done. It can be, someone can create something like this. And I think you expressing that right now, it probably has a lot of people in your industry like, I could use it. I could use that.
And I don't want and because I've actually been on Wellness Living site as one of the testimonials, so I don't want them to think I'm complaining. It's great. It does everything we need it to do. It does more than we need it to do. And I always wondered, sometimes I'm a less is more person. Like, get rid of all the extra so I have space to work in the space I need. So I just wonder if there's something out there that works for these new kids fitness studios, which I'm hoping will start exploding because I have a coaching business that will get more people opening them. That it will just make it easy. It'll just make it easier to just book a birthday party, book a field trip, buy a membership. So far, some of those things have been pretty easy, but we have to kind of circumvent the system a little bit because it has all these extra things. Like, I'll have clients tell me they get an email about something and I'm like, oh my God, what box did I not uncheck because you're getting emails from me because it did it automatically and we didn't even do that program. So why is it doing that? Because it's awesome. It's got all these cool perks. There's just way more than we need. So
definitely. No, that makes a lot of sense, Kim. And before I let you go, anything else you'd like to articulate just about tech, about your businesses? Let's give that plug out there too. So the floor is yours.
You know what? Being able to do online coaching like this has completely busted open, and I think we've seen this, the life coaching business, those type of folks. But I'm an inclusive fitness coach. I'm showing people that they can start a business, and it doesn't have to be a brick and mortar gym. It can be a mobile business. Take it on the road, go find the people, go to where they are, offering movement and healing type modality exercises for any age, any ability. And I absolutely love it because I work with singing and dancing with toddlers. I taught at the Council on Aging this morning, rocking it out with a cardio drumming program called Drums Alive. I teach Kundalini yoga. I jump on hippity hop balls with kids. There is such a toolbox of things that I can now teach people anywhere in the world. I had a client from Australia last week that I was working with, anywhere in the world, so that any age, any ability can still live a very full quality life. So I believe that, I think I've mentioned this before, I call it the human spectrum. So we're all on this rainbow together, no matter where we are. And so I named my business Be Human. So the website is www.behumanu, like behumanuniversity.com. And so all my training stuff's on there. And I really hope that anybody listening took the leap to listen to a show like this to find more out about tech, that they can actually start a business from wherever they are, from someone who may not be in their backyard. So
I love it. And if you sign up, Kim will give you some of that good coaching and teach
yes, I would love it. I would love it. And I take the fear out of it because I'll tell you, I was not a tech guru. And I was able to get started clean, and I've tried a bunch of different stuff so I can speak from experience, what worked, what didn't work. And I'm always learning. Like tonight, I was at another workshop, I'm always out there learning the newest and greatest and best thing. You've introduced me to some things now that get vocal stuff, all that, these new apps, I didn't know about. I want to try them all out now. So I can let my customers know what's best out there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We live in exciting times, and
Yes.
technology is that driving force that really is going to uh, help us come together. I believe, that's what I think. I'm using my Jedi powers right now, so I just kind of think that.
I like it. I can feel it.
Well, Kim, always great to catch up with you, and look forward to chatting it up with you again, my dear.
I hope so. Thank you so much.
Enjoyed talking with Kim Ferrara. And it's so funny. I mispronounce Kim's name all the time. She's been on a few shows with me already. Now I say Ferrara. No, it's Ferrari, like the car. So I didn't mess up this time, but amazing chat with her. And please reach out to her and find out how her experience can help you. And if you're looking to get into some type of not business, but business, make sure you reach out to her and connect with her. All right. When we get back, we are going to talk about how technology can help us when it comes to financial matters and personal matters too. If you have a financial advisor, or if you don't, or if you're thinking about getting one, make sure your financial advisor is implementing this technology we're going to talk about coming up in our next segment. We'll be right back after these messages.
In this world of technology, things are ever changing, rearranging. You need someone to help you out. I know someone who can. Come and take a journey with me as we go through the land of technology. You'll never be alone. You'll be with Paul Amadeus Lane in the tech zone.